Hi, I'm Tammy Franks, MLC.
And I'm Mark Parnell. And together we're your Greens representatives in State Parliament. We've just ducked out from Parliament because the state budget has just been delivered and we thought you should be the first to know our reactions to it. Let's start at first principles. The budget is basically money in and money out of the state coffers, $20 billion. But more important than that, it's a statement of the government's priorities. How they choose to spend your money tells you whether or not they're on the same page. So Tammy and I will just go through a couple of things that we've found in the very short time we've had for the budget. You decide what you think. I'll start with one. Let's look at taxation. This budget offers tax breaks for the super wealthy. If you own more than $5 million worth of investment properties, then you get a tax break. But if you're an ordinary person who needs to register a car and park it at a hospital, you're the big loser. So when it comes to tax, this government has got it completely the wrong way around.
Look, Rob Lucas is no Robin Hood. In fact, it's the reverse. And when you've got money going to the racing industry, that's horse racing and greyhounds of $24 million in this budget. And yet you've got cuts to RecLink, which is a measly $50,000 that provided sports and recreation options for people who had experienced DV, who were homeless or who were Aboriginal. We can see where the government's priorities really lie.
Yeah, it really is skew-if. And when you look at the really big ticket items, the numbers are just mind-boggling. Over $5 billion to turn South Road into a freeway. And then you look at how much they're spending on public transport, it's only a pittance. So I think they've really got that the wrong way around. I'll give you another one, housing. We know that there is no new money for new public housing. The housing that they are going to build, they're going to sell off. They've got a few measures for first home buyers to try and get into the market, but when it comes to the most needy, the people who desperately need social housing, rental housing owned by the state, nothing in it for them.
Look, this budget is a mugger who leaves you a tip. He fleeces you and then expects you to be grateful for the crumbs that he passes out. There is some welcome new money for health, and the repatriation hospital, we're very welcome to see that up and running again. But when you've got to pay, whether you're a nurse or a patient, for that car parking, that's a real slap in the face, and it is actually denying access both to healthcare and also really hitting hard those healthcare workers.
Yeah. Well, I'll just finish with the environment, because we know that we're in a biodiversity crisis, we know we're in a climate crisis. There is not much money for the environment. There's a few little crumbs going to the Liberals' new parks that they want to create in the suburbs. They put some money into putting sand back on the beaches that's eroding away. But when it comes to things like the recycling crisis, there's $12 million. It's hardly a drop in the bucket compared to what we need if we're serious about recovering resources and looking after the environment.
Absolutely. I mean, this is a budget in surplus, but a community and environment in deficit. It's death by a thousand cuts, and it's a very traditional Rob Lucas approach. The big end of town is going to benefit, and we're going to pay the price, but over a very long period of time.
So, sorry not to bring you better news, but that's our first take on the 2019-20 state budget.
But the Greens will be there in the upper house, where the Treasurer now is, and we will hold him to account every step of the way for this very cruel budget.
Yeah.